Okay. All right, here we go, guys. What's going on? This is Smitty here, and I tried to initially stream it, but the game froze up on me, so I know it tweeted out. It's probably going to tweet it out again, but about the stream here. But I just got it on CPU versus CPU, so that way I don't have to really focus in on the game per se, and I can just really, just discuss, share my thoughts here. So I'm gonna be uploading this to YouTube as well. Um, but first and foremost, there's a lot of good stuff on the docket coming forward. Like, I mean, I'm making the focus here just solely talking about the football gaming aspect of it right now. So, looking at Madden 16. Now, this is one thing you got to understand, guys. When we see the gameplay that's shown at E3, like, there's only limited gameplay there, which Sim was explaining on the show. Like, people basically weren't supposed to record, but you had people that were recording anyways. So, what, some people have slipped through the cracks when they have recorded footage. Now, when people are primarily playing this game, everybody that's playing it is not, playing the game for authenticity and replication. They're trying to feel the game out because more than likely they got to wait in a long line before they can get in the booth or before they get a chance to play the game or what have you. So if they're not getting that kind of time to play, they're only going to have but so much time to play it. So they're just going to try out what they could try out. That's why, it doesn't shock me at all to see a lot of people go for, the money plays, go for the deep balls, the verticals, the go routes and all that, the streets. And you don't see people just sitting there taking their time, pacing themselves, going up and down the field necessarily. Because once they go home, or, some people, they're going to be at E3 for all 3 days. Some people, they're only going to be there for just the one day, and then that's it. So they're going to maximize the most out of that opportunity they get. You know what I'm saying? And when they play the game, they may not necessarily be playing, they may not be playing for quality necessarily. They just be playing for quantity. So of course they're going to try the home run, deep balls and all that stuff. They're not going to know all the controls and all the mechanics and everything in terms of how to play. They just want to play. So they could play the game and make the game look bad, and make it harder for you to really see what's being done in the game. But as Clint said it, as Sim has stated it, as it was even said on OS, like, this is a game you definitely are going to have your hands on, to actually enjoy it. Hey, what's up? Well, yo, what up, man? What's going on, problem?
After that last carry, it's third and
yeah,
3.
no problem. No, that was Sim that did it. I wasn't there this year, so that was from Sim that put the videos up there, man. So, and I mean, that was a nice video. But but what I'm saying though is that those gameplays are not going to give you the best representation of everything that's going on in the game. So
new set of downs now after picking up the first on the ground. He sends the halfback in motion. Just a quick drop back.
Sorry about that quick break there, but
he's taken down at the 30.
what I was saying was that when it comes to the footage that you're seeing, the footage that you guys saw so far, it's not nearly enough for you guys to truly see what the game is offering. And that's from me having hands-on time and experience with the game. I had 2 occasions. I went down to the studio and I got to play the game consistently for a few days. So that I had a lot of quality time with it. So yeah, exactly, Kia. That's what I'm saying. Like, and that's what I was about to get to. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this stream right now. Because if people, this is one thing that I want people to do. Like, and this is for the people that are saying this game is the exact same and it's the same as Madden 15. Okay, I'm saying if you have this game in your possession, if you have it, or if you even have the desire to, rent the game. Rent the game, or matter of fact, if you're saying, if you're saying it's the same as Madden 13, Madden 10, all that stuff, if it's the same as whatever Madden you choose, if you're able to, stream the game. Please. Stream the game and pull up that Madden 16 deep dive as far as gameplay and show me this for a few examples. Show me how the air supremacy works. Show me how it's the exact same. Now, I'm not talking about, well, here's one play. Like, no. Live stream the game and show how, beyond a shadow of a doubt, it's literally the exact same. Show me how running backs get skinny between tackles. Show me those mechanics. Show me the organic gang tackling. I ain't talking about scripted. I'm talking about show me how organic it feels. Show me how the real-time physics take effect in whatever game it is you're saying that's the exact same. And then now once you do all of that and you say all these things are already done supposedly in these other games, then now answer this question then. Why would you complain about the game then if it was supposedly already done and executed in these other products? Now, I'm not talking about, well, they tried to do it and it just failed. No. If you're saying it's the exact same game, if Madden 16 is the exact same, live stream it. Because it's going to be very telling. Because, number one, the product is going to tell. The product is going to tell. It's going to tell on you. You're going to find out right then and there. But then also the user that's playing the game, at some point, you're going to see their personal feelings come out in regards of what the game has or what the game doesn't have. You know what I'm saying? And then it's going to be like, well, you know what? Well, I mean, I just think that the game doesn't have da-da-da. I'm like, and that's fine. I'm not saying, just like what I said on the show last night, I'm not saying you have to like the game. You can hate the game. I don't care if you don't like Madden. That's not my point. The point of the matter is calling a spade a spade. If I'm like, I know for a fact that air supremacy is not in this game. I know for a fact that running backs are not getting skinny between tackles in this game. You know what I'm saying? I know for a fact that play that happened, that Sim put out there with Joe Hayden punching the ball out like that, that does not happen in this game. That ain't happening in here. I'm telling you. Myself, Sim, and Azura, when we were down at the studio, we had so many, we had all different kind of instances where the ball got punched out, the ball got popped up in the air, balls got tapped. Had plays where the DB would purposely smack the ball and it would be in the direction of his teammate to pick it off. Like, there are some things that's why I said if you were pleased, which a good number of people were pleased with what they saw in that one play, even though it needs to be cleaned up because you seen Hayden how he punched and basically there was a big gap between his hand and the ball popped up the way it did. That stuff right there is what that was a point of emphasis that I was bringing up too when I was down there last time. So that stuff definitely needs to be cleaned up and needs to be tightened up, no doubt. And then the other thing, show me how the QB AI in this game is better than it is in 16, or if it's already there supposedly. Show me in whatever Madden it is, Madden 15, 25, 13, whichever one you want to go to. Since it's already done. Everything is already done. You see what I'm saying? And it's not all done. So, and that's the thing. And they have more to do. They have more work to do. And I'm not talking about just with 16. I'm talking about just down the line in the future. So, no way in the world am I sitting up here saying, yo, they got it. It's there. I'm telling you guys, like, no. We know the game ain't all the way there, and that's why I've been saying for months, especially if you listen to our show, I've been saying for the past few months, I at least say it once, one of the shows, if the game does not have what you're looking for, leave the game alone. And I said this way before E3.
They come to the line of scrimmage.
And this is with me seeing all this stuff. You see what I'm saying? So if the game doesn't have what you're looking for, don't even bother with it. And I'm not saying you got to play a different Madden, because see, people say you don't have choice. You always have a choice. I don't care what anybody says. I had a choice back in 2005. When I saw that Madden CG trailer, I knew Madden was not about to play that way, because that was a CG trailer. So then I waited. I saw the in-game trailer. I still waited. I went to GameStop. I had all the money in hand because I was ready. I was gonna get me a 360 in Madden. I had ample time to go ahead in the store and just lock in and play for a good while, and that's exactly what I did. I played Madden 06 for a good while. Went home. I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna think about it. Came back the next day. Played at GameStop for like a good hour or two, and I'm like, you know what? This ain't cutting it. I'm good. I'm gonna leave it alone. I ain't even gonna get it. I'm just gonna keep my 2K and keep it rolling. Maybe next year. And that was the same thing I did with Madden 07. Same thing I did when it came to Madden 08. And then I had bought a PS3. I bought a used PS3, and somebody was selling their Madden anyway, so I just took it and I played it, and I liked what Madden 08 had. So based off of that, I bought Madden 09, and 09 was terrible to me. And after that, I just said, you know what? That's the last Madden I'm purchasing until the game is there, or until they truly show signs of true progress to me. And that's what Madden 12 was doing. Even with all the rough spots and everything, and that's what a lot of people sleep on when they look at Sim, Azura, and they say that EA did something to it. EA didn't do nothing to us. What happened was, if you go back to that Sim Standard channel and you look, we were all giving Madden 12 praise. You see what I'm saying? But before that demo came out, we were all going in. We were all going in on EA. Man, they doing this wrong, they doing that wrong, they ain't doing nothing right. Everybody else do that. Like, we did that. We did needs assessments, what the games have to do, what has to be done, and all that. We did all those things. And then when the game came out, we're all like, oh, wait a minute now. Okay, these guys, they actually doing something. And you know what I'm saying? So you can't just take away from that and just act like ain't nothing happened. You know what I mean? Like nothing just happened at all. And that's what we did. We just kept recognizing game. That's all we done. From 12 to 13 to 25 to 15 to now 16.
After that last run. They loaded up now,
so,
bring out the jumbo
okay. Oh, okay. See, all right. So you was rocking that APF back then. Yeah. See, and I mean, and that's the other thing too with APF. APF's a great game. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know that APF is a great game, and you heard directly from Rex. Is it better than 2K5? They said no. We have a lot of things that are better than 2K. He's even now, if you just pay attention to the statement, he's telling you that the game does not trump 2K. I mean, yeah, it doesn't trump 2K football yet. And once again, these dudes know they're behind. And that's the point. I'm glad that Rex said that in that video Moody did, because that's the points that he made there is what he told us, is what him and the other guys told us when we first went down there in 2012. That's why when we came back, I was like, either these dudes are serious about wanting to get the game there, or these are some of the best actors I've ever seen, because they were talking the talk. And the thing is, they had to walk. The problem is that they couldn't, they had to go through some rough stuff to get it there. So Yeah, and problem, I'm the same deal. I'm the same deal. I play APF on my 360. Matter of fact, I had to order one about a month ago. I had to order another copy because mine was so scratched up. You know what I'm saying? So I had, it's wore out. So I had to buy another copy off Amazon. So, like it's not like I don't like what was done. It's just that, it's gonna take Madden time, and that's why I said it's gonna take them time to get the game there. That's not giving them passes. That's the reality of the situation. I mean, just look at the product and see what it's giving you. That's the reality of it. So ain't nothing to skate around with that. But I've had organic gang tackle moments. I've had plays where the safety, I had a play where, I had Calvin on the outside. He's on an island. All right. Safety over top. Throw the ball to Calvin. I high pointed to Calvin. And he goes up for the aggressive catch. Because, it would just make sense. He's 6'5", going up against some short DB, like that's maybe 5'10" or whatever. Why would I not throw it like that? And then plus with the DB trying to play over top. So I'll lob it up. He comes down with the ball. The DB, because they're playing cover one, so the safety over top, he had to try. He was running over, trying to get there and make a play. What ended up happening was I came down with the catch, and the DB tried to latch on to me and try and take me down, but because of the safety's momentum, with the angle he took, he ended up knocking off his teammate, and I broke free and ran it in for 6. And the way it played out was beautiful because, once again, football is a dynamically chaotic sport. You're going to see teammates make bonehead plays. You're going to see that it happens. Heck, you see plays in college and in the pros where you'll have one defender trip up and fall over, and he'll end up knocking over three or four additional teammates. They'll all trip over each other. That happens in football, and that's what it's happening in Madden because of these physics. You see what I'm saying? Like, I've seen that stuff happening in Madden 13 and all that. I'm like, yo, these guys are getting football in the game. They're starting to. And now, the physics are cleaner. The passing is better. The ball carrier, how they run is a lot better. A whole lot better. Like, players definitely feel a lot more attached to the field. I don't know if you guys seen like the OS recap, but if you look at the OS recap of how they felt about it, like, players feel a lot more weighted down. They feel a lot more attached to the field. You know what I'm saying? And we had so many. We spent so much time when we was playing Madden 16. We spent so much time in instant replay. It was hard for us to really get to some of the, some of the objectives that they wanted us to try out at times, because we would just be in replay, playing the games just like replay after replay, just like, yo, look at this. Yo, look at that, man. I'm telling you, football's happening, like, and I'm telling you, was the pass rush turned down? Oh, I have no idea. I wasn't there. Sim was there. I wasn't there, so I don't know. I don't know if it was tuned down or not. So, so yeah, I can't call it. I can't call it on that. I would say that from when I did play it a few months back, the pressure was, the sack totals that I were getting were a lot more realistic. And the other thing too is, because of the QB AI, they would get rid of the ball a lot quicker, and they would either scramble out of the pocket, they'll evade accordingly, or they would get the ball out of bounds. They'll just throw it away. So the QB playing smarter lended to not getting these high sack totals. So yeah, like I don't remember, like I don't recall having games where I was getting, you know, like 8, 9 sacks or whatever, something crazy, some stupid numbers or whatever. Does it play smoother? Yes. The speed, like from what they're saying, they slowed down the speed at default, so the game flows a lot better. So yeah, it definitely plays smoother to me. So, you know, I definitely want you to, you know, when you try the game, if you buy the game up front or if you just try the game out, definitely see if it feels smoother to you, because it definitely did to me. And I mean, when I played the game, it was in a much rougher state. So to get that then is like, okay, you know, that's a good look. So but now let me just transition here, okay? Let's shift gears to this Montana thing. Talked about it last night on the show and in the discussion with VF. You know, I'm gonna, you know, it's like I can't say to the fullest that I feel bad for Damon. If anything, I felt bad as far as the community because of how people were buying into the concept and the idea so hard. You know, and I just was like, I was just so weary because I'm like, man, we don't have no gameplay, and putting all the eggs in the E3 basket, and all you got was, oh, we're gonna be coming out on mobile. Yeah, you should have been up front, and that's why I said, even when Damon called the show months ago, I think I want to say February is when he called, like January or February, he had called the show, and I told him that I'm with you in terms of the concept, and you know, he was speaking subliminal then, but I'm like, I'm with you in concept, but I can't rock with you all the way until I have an official press release. You know what I'm saying? I need gameplay and I need an official press release before I can truly rock with you on that and fully co-sign with you. You know what I'm saying? And without any of that, I'm sorry, screenshots weren't going to cut it. All the research that was done, you know, like the community to an extent got gassed up, but at the same time, they did put out more than a roster update, and you waited long enough, and people bought into that. And I mean, like, I wasn't buying those 3-second clips, which ended up being part of that snippet trailer they shown the other day. But also, I couldn't buy into. I just couldn't buy into any of the propaganda. And just like what we were saying on the stream, I mean, in the Skype convo, he's the CEO of the company. He could have let us know. You know what I mean? He could have let us know. He could have told us what was going to go on with this game, and he didn't. So we got done a genuine disservice. You know? So I mean, look, if people, you know, and this is what I'm saying, like, I see people now are, you know, like, let's support the game, let's push the Xbox to try, you know, for them to try and get the game, the rights for the game or what have you, and put it on Xbox One, or, you know, support it as far as the mobile. I mean, that is nice to see, but as NY-Kia has said it, you got FIFA, you got FIFA 16, PES 16, Live 16, 2K 16, NHL 16. You have all these games that are going to be coming out. Why should I honestly want to be worried about a game that's not even going to come out until after the season. Now, mind you, this game is not even going to come out on one platform until after the NFL season is over. It's not even until Q1. He said Q1 or Q2, just in case for the people that haven't seen the video, Q1 or Q2 2016. Okay, so you're looking for that, and that's just for Apple. So that's for the iOS devices. Oh, I'm sorry, baseball too. I'm sorry, MLB The Show 15 is still, that's definitely hotness. So I'm sorry, Kohler. I forgot about that one. Slipped my mind. My bad. But yeah, you got that too. So you got that too. But anyways, you're talking about Q2 for a mobile game. Now let that resonate. Let that marinate just for a minute. You're telling me I should be willing to put down the console for a mobile title. Now what about other games? Now what about other games that come out too? That's the other part about it. What about other titles that are coming out on PC or that'll be cross-platform? Oh, Xbox has no baseball. Oh, okay, got you. Oh yeah, that's a good point. That's true. That's true too.
That's second down coming up.
But yeah. So that's the problem. That's a hurdle right there. Now, what my man VF has said that I fully agree with that they should do is do the whole Project green light. Go to Steam. Put the game on, put the game up there and play it test your game through the community. Through the Steam community, through the PC gaming, world, and build up through there. And then come out, once it's fully flushed out, there you go. And you can have a legit game there, and then who knows? It can move from there to Xbox, to being like, it can become a colossal hit, and the demand for it could grow to a point where people will say, hey, I want this thing on console. You know what I'm saying? And the console gaming community will be happy and they'll all rejoice. But in the meantime, you really don't have a true structure. And what these guys could have done to save face, they easily could have came out and just said, we really don't have a structure at the moment, but the way that it's looking is that we're going to be on a mobile platform first, and then we're going to go from there. And build up from there, and then depending upon our success, we'll go to PC gaming. But even with that, you don't have to be this huge, gigantic company, and you can go to greenlight the title. You don't have to, you don't have to have you don't have to be this huge company and then go ahead and greenlight a project. Like what VF had said, a virtual footballer, and big ups to him. You have a game where you're sperm, and the objective is for you to get to an egg. Seriously, if that's a game that's out there, that's on their Project Greenlight from Steam, you could definitely put that football game in. You know what I'm saying? So. They could make it happen. It's just a matter if they wanted to or not. And see, the thing is, I'm still going to support the game, even though he said it's not coming till next summer. It's not going to be until next summer to see what's going to happen on the Android platform. And I'm on, I got an Android phone, so that's basically where I'll be at in terms of trying the game out. So. The game's not even done on mobile, so I can't be on it. Well, I don't know what they're going to do. They say they're going to basically do a beta phase. They're going to be testing in the fall. It's coming out on iOS, either Q1 or early Q2. They said next summer, basically it'll be next summer for Android devices, and then as far as they said, depending upon the success, so basically they have to have great success, and then they'll go PC, and if it comes out on PC, they're talking about 2017 for that. Now, if it does well on 2017, I'm pretty sure we're looking at probably 2018 for this game to see consoles. You know, possibly. And I mean, there's a whole lot of ifs. You know, there's a whole lot of what ifs and goals that got to be met in between there in order for that to happen. So you could put a big old fat asterisk on a lot of this stuff right now. See what I'm saying? But when myself and VF and a few other guys, we were on a discussion months ago about 2K hockey being on mobile, and a lot of people just brush off the idea of, man, I'm not going to support no mobile title. So that's what I'm saying. Now that we know this game is going to be mobile, that's why a lot of people, basically, you can declare it as dead right now, because it's a lot of people aren't going to, they're not going to back this game. They're not going to back it. I'm like, in the coming months ahead, it would be real interesting to see if people are truly backing this game in a few months. Especially with all the titles that are going to be releasing. And I'm not just saying sports-wise, just in general. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be interesting. I mean, I seriously hope the community does stay with it. That would be outstanding. Because I'm all for the support. And I'm all for people, I'm all for everybody supporting these games. I just don't see it, see that truly happening. But once again, I'm just going off of historical performance, because I recall numerous petitions we put out across the community. I recall saying, hey guys, let's flood the servers on APF, and you probably got only like between 10 and 50 people that'll get online. So, and on the petition tip, it was hard to just get 1,000 signatures on that. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me to see a very, very low number of support. And the main thing we got to remember here is the sim community is not the community that's got to back this game. We're going to back it. It's the casuals that got to back this game. So we're the minority. We're going to, and this is the point I had made before. We're going to be good for the feedback. We're always going to give that feedback. But we're not going to be great when it comes to, the casuals are the ones that got to buy it. We're the ones that are going to give the more prominent feedback in terms of the structure and the direction of the title or the authenticity of it. And the thing is, the game's not even an NFL licensed product, so that once again could spell a lot of trouble. That could be a lot of trouble right there. So once again, it just all depends upon what direction it's going to go. But I feel for getting, in regards to what happened, because I spoke to him personally about it months ago, like a few months back, and I said my fear is that people are going to overly invest into this game, into the concept of this game, with nothing to grab onto, and that's what my genuine concern was as far as the community in regards to this game, because of that. And you have people that are flaming Damon off of this, and giving death threats and all that. I mean, look, especially from what's happened recently, you shouldn't be up here threatening nobody's life at all. Life is too precious to be sitting up here threatening folk, especially off of a video game. Like my man Resolve, his video he did, check him out. He did a great video talking about this. This stuff is business at the end of the day, and this is why I've said it occasionally. If you when you're talking about these devs and you're talking about the companies and all that stuff, you're talking about businesses. And if you don't have any business savvy or intelligence, or you really don't, you're not that knowledgeable, you should definitely invest in learning and understanding, so that way you have a good base of understanding in terms of how these things, how this stuff works, or how the machine works from a consumer level. There's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with being a educated or a wiser consumer. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to be a dev to know about this stuff. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be anybody's CEO to have a better understanding of promoting product and talking about it. Because like Resolve has said, that's just like, you go to a burger establishment or you see the commercial, you see how the burger look all thick, juicy, the lettuce, the tomato looks all crisp and everything. I mean, it looks so fresh. It looked like they went straight to the, they went straight to the garden and plucked all the veggies and put it on that thing. But then when you actually order it, that thing don't look nothing. It doesn't look anything remotely close to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. This is the best scenario right here. I should say real world example. I go to KFC at times. When I go to KFC, that chicken the chicken does not, traditionally it does not look like the pictures show. The only time I seen the chicken actually look like the pictures like that was when I actually went to Kentucky, and literally I went to the original KFC, because they have an official Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurant. But if you even go to any of the KFCs that are in Kentucky, I went to one. I was on a road trip, and I went to one at a man, it's slipping my mind now. I went to one at a it was like a gas station, and it was a split. There was a split between Pizza Hut and KFC, and you could just go through the drive. Taco Bell KFC, and the chicken was on point. Like, yo, this is crazy. I'm like, this, and it was just being in Kentucky. So when I actually went to the restaurant, it was wow. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it is not like this. It is not like this at all. So that's what I'm saying, man. But I'm just saying it's a night and day difference. But that's how businesses work, man. And it's, businesses are like, well, you know what? If it pleases you, cool. If it doesn't, then you're just going to be upset about it. Okay, well, then don't buy the game. Don't buy the product. But sorry. And that's how it's going to be. Just like what Rizal talked about, certain editions of the Batman game, they pulled it now, and it's just like, some people are going to be mad. Some people are going to be okay with it. It's business at the end of the day. So, and it's same thing with Madden. That's why, you have people say, that's why when you look at products and you see how long it takes, for things to happen, I'm like, yeah, the game is moving at the speed of business. If Madden, I'm like, just like you said, just like, what my man said, Jedi Knight said in his video, if Madden lost all them sales, the very next year, I promise you everything would be on point. I don't agree with that. That's not necessarily true at all, because, and once again, it goes back to this point. They're going to move realistically at the speed of business. Look what happened with NBA Live. That game fell off the track. Now, look at what Madden, look at how Live 16 looks right now. That took years to build. You see what I'm saying? So they still would have to take their bumps and bruises regardless. It's not going to be that, all of a sudden they're just going to get everything done. No. It doesn't work like that. Businesses don't work like that. That's like saying if a Ford F-150 all of a sudden just dropped, all the sales just dropped because people complain about the fuel efficiency of it. That doesn't mean the very next year all of a sudden you're going to get 45 miles to the gallon on that thing the very next year. It ain't going to happen like that. It's going to still progressively get better, but you're going to see, okay, you know what? They're stepping it up. but it's gonna take them time to do it. That's it. That's just the nature of business. That's the speed of business. You can only take a big leap when your product is in a position to do that. If it's not in a position to take a big leap, it's not gonna happen like that. Regardless of how you may personally feel or what you may personally believe. Oh, if we cut all the sales, yeah, now all of a sudden they'll do everything. They'll make the necessary. Yeah, will they make necessary changes? Yeah, they will. But it's not going to happen as fast as you may believe, or may be under the presumption that it will be. You know. So that's why I said Live 16 looks very, very promising. Very promising right now. And they didn't even have everything in it. I mean, heck, it looked decent enough to the point you got Live Mob showing interest. You see what I'm saying? So, and you know, and Live Mob, that's my dude. That's my dude right there. You know, he's a cool dude. But he even drawing interest now. You see what I mean? So this is what I'm saying. Like, and that's a game that pulled. They had to yanked the cord on the game twice, and they had to start over again from scratch. And they're taking their bumps. That game is operating so far in the red right now. It's not even funny. It's gonna be a minute before that game sees positive or even breaks even. See what I'm saying? So that's the reality, and that's what I'm saying. This is just reality of the situation. It doesn't have anything to do with, you know, fanboyism or saying, oh, you know what, you're just saying that because no. That's the reality, and the reality is playing out right in front of your eyes. Live fell off the track, pulled the cord twice. Where's the game at right now? See what I'm saying? It's gonna take them dudes time, man. That's just the nature of it, man. But no, seeing what NYK is talking about, yeah, MVP baseball, yeah, MVP baseball was on point. You know, I genuinely enjoyed that game. That, and I wish that was out there in MLB The Show. Like, those games would both push each other. You know, I firmly believe they would. Man, will be too good by 2018 for Montana to be taken serious. That I genuinely believe. Especially like Sim said, I mean, you know, the time will come where where those discussions will be had, and yeah, I firmly believe, especially if they finish up Madden 16 in a clean fashion, and people are already seeing what the game is bringing. If they genuinely see what the game brings to the table and take the game objectively for what it is. Like, I know NYK will do it, and I know there's others out here that'll do that too. You are going, I mean, it's going to be like, I'm sorry. It's going to be plain, it's going to be clear as day, like, sorry guys, if you don't believe it or what have you, you just don't want it to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't want it to be. And that's it. And I mean, and it ain't, hey, it's no harm, no foul in that regard. Like, I understand that, you know, people feel the way they feel about Madden, and they feel that Madden burnt the bridge completely, and hey, that's how you feel, cool. It's not a problem. Don't play the game. Play APF, play 2K5, play the game that suits you. You know what I'm saying? But when you're playing these games, especially when it comes to playing Madden, don't play Madden looking for 2K. Play Madden because it's Madden. I don't play 2K looking for live or vice versa. I don't play live looking for 2K. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna play Call of Duty looking for Battlefield. You see what I'm saying? Like, so that's my point right there. Like, you gotta play the game according to what the game actually is just giving you, and go from there, man. And like I said, if it has what you're looking for, play it and enjoy yourself. Otherwise, leave it on the show. Well, user accuracy, because the build, when I play different builds of the game, some things are tuned higher than others. So when I played it, the accuracy wasn't always on point, and also at the same time I was trying to learn the controls, the pass controls. Like, it took me a minute to get used to those passing controls. So my accuracy, I'll put it like this, like my accuracy was good when I had composed time in the pocket, because I predominantly played with Detroit. I did play with some other teams, but guys that were accurate, and guys that were not accurate, like, I mean, it clearly had shown. But also at the same time, you know, the game had a lot of, you know, the game was a bit buggy at the time too, so it was still a bit rough. But the CPU accuracy was not ridiculous. And that's once again because if pressure was generated by the rush, they're playing a lot smarter now. They're either going to check it down if it's available, or they're going to throw the ball away. They're not, you know, they're not, sometimes they'll hold on to it, but, you know, you've seen, like I said, the play was a lot more smarter. Doesn't happen all the time. The catches were frequent. They were frequent with people that were able to do them. Okay, because they got to have the skill to do it. Now, Calvin had the skill to do it. Okay. Now, I'm not saying he was up here going up for one-handed catches time after time after time. Like, no. But I'm saying, like, he's able to do it, so he did it, you know.
They're back at the line after that catch.
Let's see. Now, will you see guys go up and attack the ball? Now, this is the other thing too. It depends upon what kind of catch you choose to go for as well, because you have different catch types. So you have the rat catch, you have the possession catch, and you have the high point. So if you're trying to possession it, he may, you know, he may, like, let's say you throw a lob, okay? You could throw up a lob pass and go for a possession catch. And if you go for the possession, he's going to attack it to try and possess it. He's not going to exactly attack it at the highest point to try and, you know, go for the highlight reel play. So, and also remember this, you can go for it, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're always going to come down with it either. Just like the play Sim had. You know, you've seen how Hayden punched the ball out. You know, and one thing I also had noticed too, when there were multiple defenders involved on the play, it was a lot harder. You know, the chances for you to make that catch was a lot harder.
Sticks to his hands.
So,
Picking up another first down on third down.
so I mean, I'm like, they're giving you the control basically with the catch type. So if you go for a spectacular catch, you're going to go up for one. It doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to convert, but you're going to go up for it. You see what I'm saying? Now, if I tried to, unless the DB, like I had Golden Tate, unless Tate and the DB were the same height, I didn't try to go for a high point because he's not that kind of receiver. Now, I mean, he can leap up there and attack the ball. He can, but he's not going to do it on the level of Calvin. Like, it wasn't even close between those two guys. You know what I'm saying? So it depends upon the situation. The likelihood of him, like if I were to high point it with Tate, the likelihood of him coming down with the ball is going to be a lot less likely in comparison to Calvin. You see what I'm saying?
Looking to go up top again on first down.
So it's all gonna make a difference. I'm like, it's gonna make a difference. You know, I'm like, E3, once again, E3, you're only seeing the game on screen, but for so much time. And the people that play the game are only gonna be able to play it, but for so long. So, of course, I mean, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna do a NY Kia style drive, or like how I like to do. I like to be slow and steady. I like to just pace it upfield, you know, as I can, and just nickel and dime you if necessary the whole way. People at E3, they don't have time for that. You know what I'm saying? They're a decent number of people there. They're only there to play the game for a few minutes, and then, okay, let me see live. Okay, let me see PGA. All right, let me see FIFA. Okay, now let me go check out Batman, or let me go check out The Division. Like, they're not, you know what I'm saying? So if you see somebody upload some gameplay or whatever, they're just gonna do whatever they can to see whatever they can see in that time frame. They're not gonna sit there and be conservative and say, okay, I'm gonna spend all kinds of quality time here and just be relaxed and do my thing. It's not like that. Was the run game harder? Yeah, the run game went from my experience from playing it at that time. The run game was a lot more challenging. It is going to be a lot more challenging. So there's no doubt about that. Hold on, I want to see this replay. Hold on, I just gotta take a look at this here. And you see the ball morph right there. And that's a problem that happens in all games, but I'm not saying it's acceptable by any means, though. You know what I'm saying? That ball should have been slapped down and ended up being a touchdown here. That's what I just wanted to see there. But see, that's a problem that exists, you know, across the board. But yeah, but no, the run game is going to be more dynamic, because like some of those controls, like getting skinny between the tackles, that once, like I said a few days ago, that wasn't in the game when I had played it. So they added that mechanic was added in, but they did have a lot more contextual animations when you do run into the back of your blocker. You know, like they put the hand out a lot more often now. Like they put the hand out. I've seen it. It was very consistent. Where they put the hand, you know, they'll put the hand on the back and push off, or if they're trying to spin, you know, they'll do a contextual spin around the defender as well. So yeah, so they did. I mean, you know, the run game, and I mean also just the running in general, it feels a lot more weighted down. Like players feel a lot more weighted down. They feel a heck of a lot more attached to the field. So it is better. It's definitely better, and that's why I'm saying I don't know if they're gonna have a demo for the game. I wish they would, because it's definitely something that, you know, I would love for people to be able to experience firsthand. You know, and I'm saying like from a trial basis, like try before you buy kind of deal. But as you guys are seeing here, you see, look at how the tackling is here. Now, you're not going to see it happen. Like, you may see instances here and there where the gang tackling will look like that, but it's not predominant at all like that now. Like, it's gonna make a lot more sense with the tackles. And you're seeing players grab and wrap and everything. Just like Rex said when they did their live stream last year. You know, I mean, yeah, he shouted us out. You know, he shouted out Sim Standard guys. Said, yeah, I know the Sim Standard guys are going to like this one. And he said, in addition to that, you know, we don't have gang tackling where we want it to be. Said, I know this play here resembles gang tackling, but we got a lot more work to do in regards to that. So, you know, like, they took ownership of it. The video side took multiple defenders to take down Jamal Charles. Okay. Yeah, see, I haven't seen every single video yet, so I'm definitely going to be doing that, you know, today. I'm going to take a look at it. And, you know,
quarterbacks, offensive coordinator, and receivers
Also, I'm like, now I know this is the other part too we got to remember. See, this is why when I say football is a dynamically chaotic sport, Jamal Charles, does he always, so every single time Jamal Charles gets tackled, is it just one guy? Like every single time he gets tackled? You see what I mean? And the reason why I'm saying that is because if he's going down off of multiple defenders, then I'm like, if he gets taken down at times from multiple defenders, then who's to say that it can't happen? Because this is what you got to also leave the door open for. You got to leave the door open for possibility, for that X variable. You know what I mean? We can't just go solely off of, well, this is what I've seen, so this is what's possible. He's only able to do this because that's what I saw. Okay, but what about what you haven't seen yet? Because if see, just think about it. If Jamal Charles does it one time in the NFL, that means it's possible. You see what I'm saying? That means it's possible, and he can do it. Now, I'm not saying automatically he should be able to do it every single time, but he can do it. You know? So, but I definitely understand what you're saying, though. So don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying, you know, like, oh, Shady McCoy should be able to just straight go beast mode and just, you know, take on 4 defenders and just break free. But also remember, there was a play against the Chicago Bears back then where Wayne Corbett, all 5'10", 180 pounds, you know, 5'10", 180 pounds, had 3 defenders latched onto him, and the 4th defender came by and laid a hit that jarred all the defenders loose, and he ran it in for 6. See what I'm saying? So, this is what I'm saying. So, if he's able to do that, and that's Wayne Corbett, he's not known for, he's not this big time, muscle bound, I'm a truck through every single defender in my path. Like, he's not that kind of guy, but he's capable. I'm like, that shows you he had the capability. He has the capability, but you're not gonna see him do that often, and that's the point. You know. So there's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot that these guys, there's a lot of stuff that these guys have to tune and tweak and continuously build upon, and that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to these guys build and keep it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. In this year's game, people are gonna have a whole lot more control, like more control than they've ever had in terms of, number one, passing, in terms of how you want to pass, where you want to pass, and also in regards of that, how do you want to attack the ball on offense as a receiver as well as a defender? If you want to play the secondary, okay, do you want to play the ball? Do you want to play, you know, you may be out of position to play the ball, so go ahead and play the receiver. You know what I'm saying? And try and punch that ball out as he catches it. Because this is the thing to remember. People saying that, you know, oh, it's going to be an OP fest. Remember, the clip that Rex had from what he was playing, his team, his receivers outclassed those DBs that he was playing. But did he come down with every jump ball? Nope, he sure didn't. Did he have plays where they caught the ball, came down with it, and the DB still punched it out? Yep, he sure did. See what I'm saying? So it's not always, you know, it's not as simple as, you know, it's not as simple as 1, 2, 3, like it's just gonna happen that way. That ain't always the case. It's not always the case. So this is what I'm saying. I just hope that it's balanced enough. The receivers and DBs fight during the route or just the catch. I mean, you're gonna see the you should see the hand fighting, because the hand fighting was a bit raw when I had played it. The hand fighting wasn't truly there. Yeah, it was in a very rough stage at that point. So should they be fighting during the route? Yes. Will they be doing it? That I don't know for certain. So I can't say with 100% certainty that, yeah, they're going to do it. Like, I don't know. That would be something Sim would be able to answer better than I could. So, but, you know, you will see them, like there should be some contextual hand fighting going on as they're going through the route. So that's something we'll definitely have to see.
Offense lines up here. Stewart's got it on the handoff. And he's tackled down.
So that's something that, like I said, Sim would know better. Sim would know about that better, because the build at E3 was a lot more recent than what we got to get down on back then, or what I had played. So. But as this thing is winding down here a bit, I just want to say that, I'm really looking forward to the sports games this season. FIFA, PES, NHL, Live, Madden, 2K. We haven't seen anything from 2K basketball, but we know the game's going to be decent. But how good it's going to be, we really don't know yet. So that's that's the thing that we gotta we gotta wait for and see what it's gonna be about. But I will say this though, am I disappointed? I'm disappointed. Yes, I'm disappointed with Montana and I'm disappointed with how it played out. Like, I kept a cool head about the whole thing and said, I needed that raw gameplay and an official press release. But for Damon to blatantly lie like that, that's crazy. That is crazy. But people, it's just interesting to see people rally behind it despite what just happened. And the funny thing is, it seems wishy-washy to an extent, because on one hand, people aren't about playing mobile games, but now it's like, well, now let's get behind it anyway. Despite what he did, So it's like, okay, if people choose to do that, they choose to do it. Support what you want to support. I'm not mad at it. But I will say this though, as far as me supporting it, like I said, I'm gonna hold true to that. I will support the game. I will purchase it once it gets on Android, whenever that is. I will definitely purchase the game. So I'm not gonna write it off and I'm not gonna write it off and not not play it at all or what have you. You know what I'm saying? I'll still play it, but once again, this game, by then we're talking about Madden 17. We're talking about Madden 17 being out at that point. So, sorry, I got my dog in here, so excuse him. But nevertheless, I'm looking forward to what's going to be unveiled, with Montana. And hopefully that game does end up being a contender at some point. I'm looking forward to it.
So long for now, and we leave you with the GMC Never Say Never moment of the game.
So yeah, I'm looking forward, like I said, I'm looking forward to, what even if it's going to be on mobile, I'm still looking forward to it, but it's just that right now I don't have a reason to I mean, I see guys want to interview them and get questions, get answers and everything for what happened, and that's all, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I just don't have a reason. I don't have any reason or incentive to want answers from them because of what happened here. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is now. We're just gonna see what happens in in time, in due time, or what have you, and I'll just be, in the meantime, I'll just be playing all these other sports titles. And I mean, by then, like I said, now we're talking about PES 17, FIFA 17, all them games, and Madden 17. You really, really think, this is one thing to truly think about. Are you going to be truly invested and truly interested in playing that game, considering if it's on mobile at that point? Are you seriously going to be interested, considering with all these other titles that are going to be out here? If not, then you know what I'm saying? If not, if so, okay, cool. If not, then you know what's up. Like, I mean, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I just, historically speaking, I just don't see the community backing it like that. But you never know how things can change between now and then. The game can go on green light, like on Steam, green light, and come out that way, and then the whole tide could turn just like that. So, but either way, I would love to have competition back into the mixture of things. So, hey, I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? So, I thank everybody that that tuned in on this stream. I appreciate you guys for taking the time out hearing this. But like I said, this will be uploaded on YouTube for sure. And as you've seen the gameplay here, this is Madden 15. I'm issuing this, and this isn't a challenge, so to speak. This is just a reality check. If this game is the exact same, if you're coming with it's the exact same game statement, then stream the game. Let the game do the talking. Cause in here, I didn't see anything from those deep dive articles happen in this game. I didn't see it. So for people that are saying that it's already happening in Madden 15, all right, pull up that deep dive article, live stream this game, and show me how running backs get skinny between tackles. Show me how the organic gang tackling is done so well in this game versus Madden 16. Since it's already done, it's already great where it is. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying that to be slick. I'm saying it because we need to call spades a spade. You know what I'm saying? If these dudes improved upon it, and it's improved in terms of what this community been demanding for, we just need to give them the freaking credit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying, play the game. And and I'm gonna end it with this: play the game first. Rent the game. Go to GameStop. GameFly it. Get a used copy. There's gonna be some used copies. Get a used copy. Some people are gonna do the GameStop rental. Do what you need to do and see, if the game ain't your cup of tea, if you don't like it at all, so be it. No big deal. Find your fishbowl and swim in it and have yourself a great time. But like I said, if you're gonna play the game and just say it's the exact same as what was done before, I'm sorry. Can't rock like that and fully believe that, because I know for a fact, and many are gonna showcase for a fact that it's literally not the exact same game. It's not. I'm sorry, especially from a gameplay standpoint. In terms of improvements and refinements that we have been complaining and demanding for numerous years. Okay, so all right, y'all. Thanks for everybody for coming through. Like I said, and until the next time, guys, I'm out. I may live stream later on, but until then, I'm out. Peace.